In the vast open plains of the Serengeti, a true queen of speed reigns supreme. The cheetah. But for mothers raising their young, life is a constant battle, demanding skill, resilience, and sacrifice. With vulnerable cubs depending on their every move, they must navigate a world fraught with danger. Predators lurk in the shadows, and fierce rivals compete for every precious meal. Each hunt is a delicate balance between risk and reward, success and failure. To secure their cubs' future, they must rise above all and claim their rightful title. After 3 months of patient waiting, the moment has arrived. The next generation of cheetah is about to take its first breath. Their mother must find a secluded, safe spot to give birth. She knows that in these crucial first moments, secrecy is survival. Nestled within the grasslands, she welcomes 5 tiny lives into the world. Born blind and helpless, they're entirely dependent on their mother's warmth, guidance, and unwavering vigilance. This is a mother's greatest test. Though she cradles 5 precious cubs in her care, she knows the odds are against them. And not all will make it to adulthood. The vast plains are unforgiving, and survival in the Serengeti is never guaranteed. They don't die from a mother's neglect, but from the ruthless forces that dominate this ecosystem. Rival predators, driven by hunger and survival, pose the greatest threat. Lions, the undisputed kings of these lands, are the leading killer of cheetah cubs. Another mother carefully makes her way through the forest, her lone surviving cub in tow. Days without food have left them weak. She knows that even the smallest meal could mean survival. The hare vanishes into the safety of its burrow. Undeterred, they head out into the open plains in search of richer hunting grounds. At this young age, her cub is ever curious and playful. But it must stay close to its mother, whose eyes are fixed on a bigger prize. Grant's gazelles in their prime are often too much for a slender cheetah to take on. But their fawns are fair game. The Serengeti is prime cheetah territory and made up of two distinct environments. The thorny acacia woodlands provide much needed cover, but they're also the hunting ground for hyenas and leopards. While out on the open plains, the cheetahs must rely on cunning and patience to sneak up on prey. The mother and her young cub have found success, but they're being watched. She guards her prize, a gazelle fawn already half devoured. Her calls reveal her discomfort as another cheetah and her older cub approach. She stands her ground, a sign that the intruders are familiar. Perhaps a relative, even a sister. Related or not, they're hungry. A clear warning sign to stay away. The young cub keeps its distance while the intruders make their move. Satisfied with her fill, the mother shows little concern for the loss. She's provided for her cub, and that's all that matters. Emboldened, her young cub tries to sneak one last bite. Some lessons in the wild must be learned firsthand. The intruders tuck in, tearing into what remains of the kill, leaving mum and cub to clean up. Out here, nothing goes to waste. Every morsel will fuel the next hunt. With no hope of reclaiming their kill, the mother and her young cub move on. On the vast open plains, male Grant's gazelles lock horns in a battle for mating privileges. This display of strength and dominance marks the rhythm of life in the Serengeti. But the true spectacle is the great annual wildebeest migration. Over 1 million animals surging through Tanzania's southern Serengeti. In just a few weeks, nearly all the calves will be born. The newborns must stand within minutes. The cheetahs, and other predators have all been waiting for this moment to arrive. And they're hungry. This wildebeest mother has delivered a stillborn calf. Bound by instinct, she continues to guard her lifeless offspring. Black-backed jackals, the ever-watchful scavengers, seize the opportunity. Operating in pairs, they linger at the edges, waiting for the grieving mother to rejoin the herd. While the herds migrate through the cheetah's territory, opportunities abound, and they must be seized. Stealing the gazelle fawn was a valuable lesson for the older cub. Survival means taking what you can, but now its mother must teach it the real art of the hunt. Eager, but inexperienced, the cub's impatience scatters the herds. The mother takes things a little more seriously. Taking down a wildebeest is no easy feat. If the cub is going to learn, it must follow its mother's lead, or be left behind. From this vantage point, she can plan her attack. Her cub scrambles higher to watch a master at work. Here in the acacia forest, she moves from cover to cover, edging as close as possible to the herd. Once in range, she springs into action. The herd, already alert from the cub's earlier blunder, scatters in all directions. It's time for the youngster to join the hunt. The mother targets a young wildebeest, born into last year's migration. And unleashes her full speed, reaching up to 70 miles per hour. She pulls back, recalibrates, and adjusts her line of attack. As her cub distracts the herd, she isolates the young wildebeest. It's now one-on-one. Asphyxiation is swift, so as not to attract any unwanted attention. But scavengers are never far away. While she catches her breath, the cub practices its own killing technique. Marabou stalks wait on the periphery, ready for their piece. If they're lucky, cheetahs get to eat 40% of their kills before another predator chases them off. Even at a distance, black-backed jackals will not be tolerated. Yet the real threat comes from above. Circling vultures signal the kill's location to larger predators. It's too late to hide this catch. Outnumbered by vultures, the inexperienced cub is still determined to chase them off. One at a time, if necessary. But the cheetah's part in this cycle is nearing its end. With full bellies, they must move on before bigger threats arrive. Patient and opportunistic, the vultures wait for their chance. As the mother calls, signaling their departure, the scavengers swarm the remains. After such a feast, the pair have a well-earned break before their next hunt. The Great Migration doesn't just benefit the predators. It fuels life at every level. Dung beetles are the Serengeti's secret recyclers, tirelessly cleaning up after the herds, which helps enrich the soil and sustain the ecosystem. The acacia forest offers much entertainment for those who have the time to look and listen. A tawny eagle perches majestically atop a tree, surveying its domain. But the smaller, territorial white-crowned shrikes have other ideas. Unwilling to tolerate the intruder, they dive and swoop in fearless displays of defiance. It's David and Goliath, as instinctive bravery is pitted against sheer predatory power. One turn of the eagle's head, a snap of its beak, and it would all be over. Yet they persist, determined to defend their home. Thompson's gazelles are the cheetah's prey of choice. Large enough to feed many mouths, but not too big to be dangerous. Built for speed, not stamina, cheetahs must get as close to their prey as possible before launching an attack. The acacia bushes provide the perfect cover until it's time to strike. From 0 to 50 in just a few strides. But at top speed, she has seconds to commit to a target before exhaustion sets in. The cub watches closely. Hunting is instinctual, but success must be learned. The mother quickly hides the kill, so as not to attract any unwanted attention from above. While she recovers, her cub feeds, filling its belly, before any scavengers catch wind of their kill. As a storm rolls in, the coming rain will help wash away the scent of death. Cheetahs are great hunters, but have no real firepower to defend their kill, so they need to be smart. They carefully eat around the stomach contents, the stench of which would bring in larger, more formidable predators. And once full, they groom each other, removing any trace of blood which could attract others to their trail. If there's nothing left for the jackal, it will have to travel further afield for its next meal. Nearby, a tawny eagle sentinel stands watch over a dead zebra calf, waiting patiently for its turn. The jackals edge closer to the carcass, unaware that the killer hasn't strayed far. And she's not ready to relinquish her hard-earned prize. A choice must be made. Do they risk a few more sly mouthfuls? Or is it time to move on in search of safer opportunities? A wise decision. For young cheetahs, every hunt is a lesson in survival. But for those ready to stand on their own, the stakes and the targets get bigger. Now fully independent, two brothers navigate the challenges of adulthood together. While sisters strike out alone, cheetah brothers often join forces in coalitions. Hunting in pairs or groups means they can take on larger, more substantial prey. In a classic stalk and hunt, one brother takes the initiative. The hunt turns into a chase the moment the cheetah is seen. It's now a battle of speed and endurance, and an adult Thompson's gazelle has both. The second brother gets into position. His sibling is tiring, but this is where the advantage of teamwork shines. Fresh legs and renewed speed, the second brother finishes what was started. Success in the Serengeti is a matter of strategy, patience, and persistence. The brothers celebrate their victory, reaffirming their bond as a formidable hunting duo. Survival is tough for any cheetah in the Serengeti, but for this mother, the stakes are especially high. She has defied the odds and successfully raised 3 cubs to near independence. A team of 4 can be a formidable force, but only if each member knows their role. With so many mouths to feed, she needs to hunt more often. She allows the prey to move towards her, narrowing the gap. Her target is the smaller Thompson's gazelle. Now is the perfect time for her team to coordinate their attack. But her cubs would rather play. Their cover blown, it's now or never. Her timing was off. and the rest of her family is not helping. Her cubs have not yet learned that their survival will soon depend on their own hunting skills. Luckily for them, their mother doesn't give up so easily. With each stride covering 23 feet, she quickly closes the gap. This is not just a meal, it's a lesson. The mother doesn't make the kill, turning this opportunity into a training exercise for her cubs. She can't take care of them forever, so under adult supervision, she encourages them to make the kill. Their efforts may be clumsy, but these are important skills to master growing into independence. Every failed attempt now could mean the difference between success and starvation in the future. With neither the technique nor the strength to finish the job, the cubs step back as their mother takes over, dragging the impala into cover. This training is vital to the older cheetah cubs, but represents a significant risk to the whole family. The longer the cubs take to practice, the more likely larger predators will notice the activity. But her cubs must learn, and she's compelled to teach. Perhaps they'll have better luck with a smaller target. She ousts a Steenbok fawn from its cover. Steering it into the path of her 3 cubs. Outnumbered, the courageous little Steenbok refuses to go down without a fight. What the cubs need to learn is to subdue their prey with a suffocating bite to the throat. But if they want this meal, they're going to have to work for it. Each desperate escape reignites the cubs' predatory instincts, forcing them to sharpen their reflexes and tactics. The cubs persist, but the Steenbok has a surprise in store. It dives into an empty burrow, just beyond the reach of their eager claws. Today, the fawn wins. A low, booming call echoes across the plains, almost laughing at their failure. A male quarry bustard puffs up in a grand display, advertising himself to potential mates. Perhaps the dense acacia forest will offer a better opportunity to hone their hunting skills. The mother wastes no time. Her small, streamlined head, designed to minimize air resistance, channels oxygen efficiently through her nasal cavities, fueling her explosive speed. But, as always, her cubs contribute little to the hunt. Spring-loaded with energy but lacking discipline. Play is important in a cheetah's development, but it's not as important as securing a meal. While the mother mock charges a small cluster of wildebeest, hoping to single out the weak and vulnerable. Her cubs have finally taken the initiative and found their own prey. Excitement takes over, and they leap into action, clumsy but determined. Yet their inexperience betrays them once again. The panicked fawn's cries will be attracting attention, something a cheetah will usually work hard to avoid. The mother watches helplessly, shadowing the pursuit, but unable to intervene. One of the older cubs appears almost gentle, unsure or unwilling to silence the fawn. As the cubs hesitate once again, the young fawn seizes the opportunity and bolts. and still, the mother persists. Finally, the mother cheetah steps in, ending the lesson and the fawn's struggle. The cubs have yet to master the art of the hunt. Their instincts are strong, but skill takes time, something their mother is running out of. For the cheetah mother and her older cub, each new landscape presents a new lesson. She's taught her cub the art of stealth in the dense woodlands. Now it's time to take on the challenges of the open plains. A vast, exposed arena where speed and strategy are everything. Out here, every target must be chosen wisely. It seems her cub's ambition exceeds its skill. Adult wildebeests aren't suitable either. Too large and with sharp horns that can impale a cheetah's slender frame. However, among the herd, the yearlings stand out, less experienced and slower to react. A well-timed charge can isolate one from the safety of the group. Cheetahs are the ultimate speed specialists, with oversized lungs, an enlarged heart, and a long, flexible spine. It's the animal equivalent of a Formula One racing car. The cheetah's power-to-weight ratio is remarkable, allowing it to make sharp, agile turns even at high speeds. And it helps to have a hunting partner, even one still learning the craft. The mother tries to find a stranglehold. The usual suspects watch from a distance, knowing their moment will come. For the older cub, patience and persistence have finally paid off. With this successful hunt, it takes one step closer to true independence. As for the scavengers, their patience will soon pay off. The Serengeti is home to one of nature's most graceful predators. But despite its remarkable speed and skill, this iconic big cat faces an uncertain future. Habitat loss and predation have left the cheetah vulnerable, its survival hanging in the balance. As one of Africa's most treasured species, its fate now rests in our hands.